Welcome back to Grade A Talks. I hope I'm reaching you all in good health, good faith, and a calm, relaxed soul. I start my days with daily positive affirmations. I feel like they are very imperative for me because sometimes I need a pick me up and I am my own best friend and I give myself, my motivation and I inspire myself to be better. So always remember daily affirmations speak life into your life. Speak positive things into your life. There's power in the tongue. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Even if you sat down at that table and willingly indulged in that lemonade and you didn't like the bitter aftertaste, digest that shit and keep moving because life goes on. Nothing's going to stop because you're harboring bad emotions, because you're harping on things that stress you out. You may have been traumatized by them. Life goes on. You do not want to be stuck in a mental space. I've been there before. It's very, very, I've been there before. It's very, very sad position to be in, a very sad position to be in. Very depressing state of mind to be in. Feel like you don't have any energy. You feel like you don't want to do the things you once were inclined to do. You really can't be your best self. You can't be your best self when you're not in the correct headspace. So make sure you're always speaking life into your life. No one is going to care more about your life than yourself. No one's going to care about your mood or getting yourself in a better spirit than yourself. So always, like I always say, take care of yourself first. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Keep it pushing. The world's going on and it will continue to go on with or without you. So make sure that you're on the road too. Today I want to talk about friends. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends. We don't really have that many real friendships these days. I feel like a lot of women become friends with other women because of the aesthetic of a lot of pretty women being in one group taking one photo. I don't feel like it's a lot of genuine friendships anymore. I truly don't. And I say that because you see it every day on social media. People are in these friendships for however many years, and as soon as things turn ugly, people rush to the internet to expose their friends, to trash talk their friends. You see this every day. It is so many. There are so many snakes on domestic territory. And when I say that, I'm saying it's so many people who are in other people's lives who have access to people, and the people don't even know that they're dealing with a snake in their own life. So many snakes. So make sure you're clearing your life of snakes. When it comes to friends, stop using that term so loosely. I feel like people label everyone their friends. Maybe you went out with someone a couple times and y'all had a great time and now that's your friend. That's not a friend. That's just an associate that you like to party with. It doesn't mean that you all have anything in common other than liking to have a good time. And it's pretty easy to have a good time, especially when you have alcohol involved. Let's be real, people. Stop telling everyone they're your friend. Stop labeling everyone as your friend. Everyone is not your friend. They're not. In this life, you are lucky to have 1 to 2 real friends. People who are actually going to be there for you, who are actually going to go through life's ups and downs with you and give you grace as a human being to know that, hey, we're all on this growing journey. You're going to be better, and I'm going to stick beside you because I love you. If you have people in your life like that, people who you tell things in confidence to and you don't have to worry about it being repeated, people who aren't in your life just to know your business, who actually care about you, who call you not to, delve into your life situations and, always trying to inquire about what's going on with your situation, but people who actually take the time out to get to know you and who love you for who you are. I have women in my life who, oh my goodness, my friends, I get emotional when I think about it. I'm such a crybaby. My friends are great women. I couldn't have asked for better friends. When I have had my ups and downs in life and I disclosed that to them, I never felt like their responses had any malicious intent. I have friends who can be honest with me. We're very honest with one another, even in the conversations that may be uncomfortable, because sometimes in life, uncomfortable situations do occur, and you want to make sure that you're strong enough to handle that. You're strong enough to face it, and you want to make sure that the people within your circle love you enough to be that listening ear, to, be there for you when you're down, and to not throw it back in your face. If you get people in your life that are like that, consider yourself blessed. Consider yourself blessed. My friends have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I've had some ugly, ugly phases in life. So have they. But I've had some ugly phases in life, and my friends were there for me the entire time. And the thing that we have to appreciate about people, and I think something that it gets misconstrued a lot, is we have these people in our lives and we build these bonds with people, and we tend to feel like they're obligated to be there for us, and they're not. No one's obligated. So if anyone takes the time to be there for you and they don't even have it all the way together in their lives, if anyone takes the time to do anything for you, always consider it a blessing, and always, always be appreciative of that person, because no one has to do anything for you. No one has to. So when it comes to my friends, I love them. I remember when I was about to graduate college the first time at UAPB, and I went on a lunch break. I was a customer service representative at Walmart. And I went on my lunch break. I usually, stayed at my job, and I would eat in the break room like everyone else. But I was like, no, I don't want to eat, nothing in Walmart. I want to, go get me something to eat. I think I wanted some Chipotle. So I'm driving down Chenal Financial Parkway, and I get to a stoplight, and, I'm just listening to Beyonce or Michael Jackson. And I remember I get hit, and the car knocked me. Power of the hit knocked me into the middle of the road. I am completely incoherent at this point. I'm not in alignment with my senses. I'm so just caught off guard. I don't know what just happened. My mind is not picking up on the fact that I just got hit by another vehicle. I am all out of whack, completely discombobulated. I get out the car, still slightly incoherent, unbalanced, to say the least. And I turn around and I see these two men. Someone hit someone, and they hit me like a domino effect. And my black Altima was the only car that got destroyed. I looked at that big van, big old Scooby-Doo ass van, completely unscathed. The Toyota, completely unscathed. The trunk of my Altima was damn near gone. Oh my goodness. I hit my dad up. I was like, oh my God, Dad, I was just in the wreck. He was like, oh my goodness, you just got off my insurance yesterday. I was like, I am so fucked. Because this was back when my dad was paying my car note. My dad was paying my car insurance. I think he had just got done paying off my car. It was an extremely inconveniencing and tragic situation, because not only was I a college student who commuted every day with my two children from Little Rock to Pine Bluff, I just like to have transportation. When you have children, you have to have transportation. It is very important. You never want to depend on anyone for your own transportation, let alone to get you and your child somewhere. But anyway, back to my point. I was completely hopeless. I was like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? I have to have a vehicle. The very next day, I contacted Jerica. We had class around 7 or 8 that morning. I was like, Jerica, she already knew the situation. I was like, can you come get me? I got you on gas money, et cetera, et cetera. She came and got me. Didn't even think about it. Didn't have any excuse. She had no rebuttals. In her mind, one of my closest friends just experienced a horrible traumatic situation. She has children. She's in college. We're in the same program. She just saw me as a woman who had an unforeseen event occur and a woman she cared about. And my friend drove from Palm Bluff and she came and got me a couple times. And then I got a vehicle and, I was back in, I almost said back in them streets. I was back on the road. Oh my goodness. I wasn't in them streets. I have children. So I was at home passing out treats. But, yeah. So, little, big things like that. That's something that I never took advantage of, having good people in my life. That's something I never took for granted. I really appreciate Jay for doing that. I will always remember that. She's just a great friend. Another woman I went to college with, whenever we would have finals, she would open up her home for us because she knew that I commuted back and forth. And plus, it didn't help. It didn't hurt because, I was like really smart in my psychology courses. I graduated with my honors. But we would just study and, I would host those study sessions and we would just have a good time off campus with my girls. You know what I'm saying? It was just really good to have friends who are welcoming. Good people sense good people. Light attracts light. And I'm very appreciative of my friends because I have beautiful friends who are educated. We can have intellectual conversations where we don't feel like anyone is talking over anyone else's head. Very respectful women, kind, genuine women. Love them. They're awesome. My best friend, Raven. I've been friends with this woman since we don't even know how long we've been friends because our grandmothers were best friends and we were like always around one another. The earliest picture I've found was when we were graduating from preschool. So that is my longest friendship. That's about 25, 26 years, probably 29 to be real, because our grandmothers have been best friends since before we were even born. That is Lorraine Strickland and Ruthie Banks. Best friends. Baby, you just don't know. They were bad grandmas for life. So me and Raven have been best friends for a long time. A long, long time. And when I say bad grandmas for life, I'm not saying they were bad grandmothers. We had amazing grandmothers. So don't ever come from my grandma. But I'm saying bad boys, they ride together, they die together. Bad grandmas for life. Love them. May they rest in peace. Lorraine Strickland and Ruthie Banks. And also my grandmother, Gwendolyn Hogan Jones. I love you ladies. But I've just been blessed to have the women in my life that I have. Like Raven has been there for me. Like, oh my goodness, just she's been there for me. We haven't ever had any, head-on collisions with one another. And, we're able to be honest with one another. We're able to be real with one another. It's been times where Raven, I came to Dallas and I've been around Raven and, she's had me around her friends. And I'll be like, Raven, I don't think you and that girl gonna be friends for long. Because I have that sense of discernment. I went through so much hell growing up in Stuttgart, trying to be friends with them little heifers. I like some of y'all. y'all not all bad people. But I went through so much hell in Stuttgart growing up. It taught me so much about women. And you want to know one of the biggest things I learned about women? Women are other women's biggest haters and critics. The biggest haters and critics. And we need to stop that. We truly need to stop that. I am best friends with a woman who is beautiful, lives a luxurious lifestyle, drives a fancy car, nice home, nice body, dress well, live well, eat well. No children. No children. And I've never been intimidated by her beauty. I've never been intimidated by anything. If anything, I encourage her to remain that way. I love her. And I want what's best for her. And I feel like that's something that's missing in friendships. People don't really want what's best for their friend. They just want to be better than their friend. It's so many friendships that are, manufactured out of thin air. People become friends over the most frivolous things. People become friends because one girl don't like the same girl this girl don't like. Now the foundation of your friendship is another bitch. Are you crazy? That's somebody who has power over you. So just know, if you've ever became friends with another woman and the only thing you had in common was your hate and probably envy of another woman, you a hater. You a hater, and you allowing another woman to have power over you to the point where you being weird and formulating friendships out of thin air. Oh girl, we got the same drawers on. We best friends. That's weird behavior. That's weird. And the friendships aren't weird because they don't last. They don't last. A friendship that's real, a bond that is genuine, lasts. It's long term. It's so many fake temporary friendships happening because people are bored, because people have probably ruined other friendships, so they need to find another crew of friends to be around. And you need to make sure that you pay attention to that. Any person that jumps from crew to crew, this year they best friends with this girl, the next year they best friends with this girl, the next year they best friends with this group of people, that's someone who has a lot of character flaws. I can guarantee you they have some character flaws. I'm thinking of one woman in particular. Very flawed. And we all have flaws, but some things are based in principalities. If you are, messing around with men and you've been around this woman and around her man. I knew one girl who was around my cousin, all in my cousin's house, taking pictures with my cousin, and it was a group of them. Whole time this girl texting my cousin's man, messing around with my cousin's man. That's trifling. Y'all need to start looking at these women. Pay attention to these women. If this woman will go out and have a relationship with a married man, be stalking his wife page, thinking that it's funny, thinking that it's pretty, that you are potentially hurting another woman who said vows to this man, that's diabolical behavior. I can't trust no woman like that. I can't trust a woman who will do that to another woman. I can't do it because that shows a lot about you. That shows your morals. That tells me a lot about what you will do, to what degree you will betray someone. And a lot of y'all think that women, you may have friends who do those types of things, and you will think, oh, they'll never do that to me. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. That girl will sleep with your man. That girl will slide in your man's DM. All people are not good people. It's a lot of snakes on domestic territory. Clear your yard of them heifers. Put the mothballs out. Do whatever you have to do. Get them people away from you. The first time someone shows you who they are, believe them. Maya Angelou. No truer words have been spoken. The first time someone shows you that they're messy, the first time someone shows you that you can't tell them things in confidence, because when they get mad, they're going to expose you. They're going to use that to make you feel bad about yourself. They're going to come at you very demeaning. They're going to be condescending towards you because of some stuff you told them. Stop telling everyone everything until you know that that's a real person that's going to be in your life through multiple seasons of life. Some people we think are permanent turn out to be very temporary, very fast. And we be knowing it. That's the sad part about it. We try to see good in people, and sometimes there's no good in people. I had a friend who told me, he said, you have to start looking at the reality of people and not the potential of people. And that goes for platonic friendships. That goes for intimate relationships that you have within your life, your romantic relationships. Stop always trying to pull out potential in the people. Stop seeking potential in people. Look at people where they're at. And I can guarantee that you can project where they're going. And birds of a feather flock together. They do. They do. I promise they do. And the only people who say birds of a feather, my friend do that and I don't do that, she does it too. She does it too. And if she not doing it now, it will soon happen. Birds of a feather flock together. There's no way I can be around a woman who I feel does some of the most heinous things, a woman who I feel is horrible, messy, mean, you know, trifling. There's no way I can be around a woman like that and think that's okay. Somebody who gossips about everyone, but their life is in shambles. I couldn't be around that. Not for long. I can't dwell around that for long because what are we doing here? Why are we actually friends? And that's the question that we need to start asking ourselves. Why am I friends with this person? Start reevaluating your circle. Some people not going to make the cut. You have to get out. If we've been friends for multiple years and we haven't become better people because of that friendship, and in the back of my mind, I'm already contemplating if we should be friends or not, that's my answer. I don't need to be friends with you. I don't need to be friends with you anymore. And we need to understand that that's okay. That's okay. It's a lot of people I used to consider a friend, and I no longer consider them a friend. And that's fine. We have memories with people that we never intend on talking to again. Facebook always popping up with some mess on my timeline. Like I'm going to post that shit. Facebook, please. I don't want to be seen with her. She don't like me. But seriously, start reevaluating your circle. Everyone not your friend. I'm so sorry. Everyone is not your friend. In most cases, you don't even want to be friends with those types of people. You know, sometimes we crave space where we shouldn't even crave it. You don't even need to occupy that space, baby. It's so many better women out here. And I'm not saying that you're a better woman, like you're better than that woman, but some personalities, some ways of living, as far as, you know, what you will and won't do to get to where you're going, some crowds are better. And that's just what it is. I'm not saying that I'm a better person than you. I don't think any of us are better than anyone. I bleed just like everyone else, and one day we'll all be 6 feet under. That's everyone. No one's better than anyone. But some crowds, some vibes are better, much better. And that's what matters long term, that I can actually be friends with these women, you know, and it feel authentic. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not having to compromise who I am to fit into this circle because I'm trying to impress these people who, when you really think about it, aren't even impressive individuals. You're trying to impress some people who aren't impressive. Be impressive yourself, and impressive people will be attracted to you. Like I said, light attracts light. And you want to be with people who are intellectual, people who talking about things, not just talking about people who have ideas, people who going somewhere. It's a lot of people not going nowhere. You know what they doing? Talking about the people that's going somewhere. Don't ever be in the crowd and be in the group that's talking about the other people. You need to be trying to go see what them other people talking about, because it's a lot of people who talk down on people. And while they're talking down, them people building themselves up and elevating in life. Make sure you're elevating with the group of people that you consider your friends. Because if you're not elevating, you're stagnant. And if you're around a group of people who aren't doing anything with their lives, you are soon to be another member within that group who not doing nothing with themselves either. Iron sharpens iron. Iron don't sharpen no plastic. Iron don't sharpen anything else. Iron sharpens iron. You want to be equals with your peers, with your circle, you know, and everyone else, they don't have to be in your circle, you know, and we just have to do better with that. You know, like I said, that term friends is too loosely given. That should be a privilege. Another reason why I say you shouldn't just go around handing out friendship cards like y'all be inviting people to the cookout is because I recall last October when Shaquella Robinson went to Mexico with a group of her friends and she never came back. Died from a hypoxic ischemic brain injury. Hypoxic ischemic brain injury. That means her brain wasn't receiving enough oxygen to function. Her friends did that to her. We had to stop using that term so loosely. Only give that term to people who are deserving of that term. Everyone is not deserving of that term, and you shouldn't want them to be. Stop trying to be friends with everyone. They're not your friends. Other topics that I want to talk about are the BBL versus natural I've been seeing going around. I feel like a lot of women got caught with the okie doke, really, because society was perpetuating that image of, big booties, aka African women bodies, Brazilian butt lift. Okay, we don't talk about the Brazilian women who ancestors got off that slave boat too, because they were over there. They were deep over there. So Brazilian butt lift, I call them African butt lifts. We know who always had the booty. It's been, African American black women, and African women, of course. But y'all got caught up with the okie doke. And I'm not going to lie, I almost did too, especially when I started making that travel nurse money, thousands and thousands of dollars every week. I was like, man, that BBL don't look far away at all no more. I was like, I'm about to get that BBL done, baby. I'm about to be out here posting these pictures. You know how y'all be posting them pictures when y'all get that BBL. No more face pictures. Straight booty cheeks. You don't need to know what my face look like no more. Look at this ass. That's what y'all be on. And I was gonna be right there with y'all. But I just got scared. I am my parents' daughter. I am very easily scared when it comes to anything that is not within my control. And me being under anesthesia while somebody is performing one of the deadliest cosmetic surgeries, that scared me a little bit. Then I started researching it, y'all. I was like, oh my goodness, this not that bad. $10,000, that's not bad. I was going to get like a little mommy makeover. That would have been about $25-$30. But just the BBL would have been like $10,000. And I was going to do it. And I was like, I was really going to do it. I pictured it. I had it all in my head. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get this booty. And then I was like, what I'm getting that for? I can get whatever I want just by being me. So you just have to love yourself. And not saying that women who get the enhancements don't love themselves, but for the women who are thinking about doing it, make sure you loving yourself while you're your natural self, with no transformations, no transferring of anything. I'm not talking down on you all because, again, I considered it. I just never went through with it. But make sure that you love the woman that you're waking up to every day. Don't wait to love yourself. Don't wait to be confident. Don't wait to have a high self-esteem. Because if your self-esteem is contingent on you having a big booty and a small waist, that's a very vulnerable state to be in. That's not real self-esteem. That's not real self-esteem. A woman with a high self-esteem, how she feels about herself, loves herself regardless of anything. Loves herself when she wakes up in the morning and she hadn't even brushed her teeth. Might not even have any lashes on, any makeup on. Fresh face. I love me with a fresh face. You have to love your real, true self. We have to love ourselves. Before I got my hair done today, I had my Cleo braids. Loving myself. Fresh face with the Cleo braids. Y'all don't know me that good to be seeing me with my Cleo braids. But, my man can see me with my Cleo braids. But I love myself. Like, you have to love yourself. Of course I do this because, I take this seriously. But, you have to love yourself at every stage. When you have that fupa and when you don't have the fupa. When you got that ass and when you got that flapjack. You have to love yourself. And the greatest thing for me was the fact that I ain't never had no booty. I was like, what am I doing? I am a short-statured, naturally petite woman. I've never had, I've always been like athletic built. I had my periods where I got a little slim thick. I had my, some periods where I was like, okay, we finna push that pecan pie back because, we're not finna be out here with no wide back. But, my body's had its ups and downs. But in my natural state, I'm just a short-statured, petite little woman. So that's me. So I really couldn't miss out on anything I've never had. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I was like, I feel like I can give me a husband without that. I actually had a friend, a homeboy, and I cannot believe this man told me this, y'all. He be walking around looking like Nutty Professor, but this man had the audacity to tell me men won't have nothing else, but they will have the audacity sometimes. He told me, he was like, friend, if you get that BBL, I promise you, you gonna get married within a year. I said, friend, if you get that gastric bypass surgery, I promise you won't have to pay women to lay down with you no more. Stop playing with me. I can get a man just like I am. The man for me is going to love my natural little self, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But women who get the BBLs, like I said, love yourself, sis. You are beautiful just how you are. You are beautiful just how you are. And if that man is putting that into your head that, you need to do this and you're not making this decision to do this solely on your own, you need to start reevaluating him. And ladies, if you're with a man and he is the one who is trying to influence you to get your body done, you need to start reevaluating that man, because you should think, do he want me or do he want these Instagram women? Because I'm me and you're you. And a lot of these men, are the main advocators for women to get BBLs. Although they say they like natural women, y'all be all under those comments for them BBL booties. So it's a lot of contradiction with that. If you don't like something, why you loving the post? That don't make sense. You lying. The lie detector determined that was not indeed the truth. Y'all need to stop doing that. Stop letting these men tell y'all that when these men out here built like SpongeBob, built like a load of laundry, built like Despicable Me, don't go to no gym, piss brown. If that man pee brown, girl, walk away. But seriously, stop letting people who aren't, joining any bodybuilding contest anytime soon tell you what you need to do with your body. You better love yourself. You better love yourself, because if you're dependent on the world to validate your beauty, if you're dependent on the world to validate your self-esteem, if you're dependent on a surgery, if you're dependent on anything else but yourself, when it comes to how you feel about yourself, you're subject to be disappointed. Because society was, perpetuating the BBLs at one point for a few years, and now all them BBL girls reverting back to skinny. Kim Kardashian took her ass out. Black China, Angela White, she done, took her ass shots out. Everybody's reverting back to their original selves. And we still have so many women out here with ant bodies because you fell for the okie doke. And I love a good BBL. Some BBLs, I be like, damn, like they did a good job, girl. That was worth that money. Some of y'all be out here built like an ant, and then calling people broke, talking about some, you'll get it if you want it. Baby, I got the money, and I don't want to walk around here looking like that. The legs don't match. Stop doing that. That's crazy. Don't do that. If I had a BBL, if I would have got a BBL, I would have spent a lot of money on it, because I feel like if you pay for what you get, I don't want to be out here looking like a Build-A-Bear BBL. Seriously, though, a good BBL is beautiful. But the ant body BBLs, go back to sue that surgeon. Sue him. Got you out here looking crazy. I've seen some crazy ones online, and I'm like, why did you do that to yourself? Love yourself, ladies. You are risking your lives for a surgery to enhance your booty when you can go to the gym. Go to the gym. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, make sure that you research. All the pros, all the cons, because there have been many women who were mothers, wives who have died on that table or shortly after. Blood clots, travel, pulmonary embolisms. That's a blood clot or, a piece of fat in your lungs. How you gonna breathe? And this is an elective surgery, which means, you chose to get that done. There's not nothing that you had to have. So make sure that you are aware of all the pros and cons with that, because everyone doesn't make it off that table. And that was my biggest fear. I was like, I feel like I know too much, and I don't have time for that. I can't be taken away from my kids because I'm trying to get some booty. No. I will be fine. Booty do not keep no man. It's like because one ass, it's another ass. Booty not gonna keep no man. It's a lot of women with BBLs getting cheated on with, Rasputia as we speak, or Rasputia little sister, depending on what that man like that day. So you gotta love yourself, sister, for real. Love yourself. Do not let those surgeons have you out here looking a mess, and you pay for that. You don't do that. And now we're on to everybody's business. Everybody's business. You guys, I don't know what it is with these men. You have Jeezy saying the things he said when he did that interview with Nia Long, basically saying that, when he's down, he knows that he needs a black woman around because we hold him down. And it's like, no. And then you have Jonathan Majors, who's dating Megan Good, beautiful Megan Good. I can see why any man would want Megan Good. I mean, that woman been fine her whole life. But I was slightly disgusted because here this beautiful black woman is subjecting herself to go to court with this black man because of an issue with this white woman who accused him of beating her. I know you all remember back in March earlier this year, that was the news for a long time, at least about the past, when that situation occurred in March, that was the main topic for the entire month of March, following over to April, and even up into today. It's not in our face as much as it was initially, but we know that he's standing trial right now. He's at trial, and Megan Good is right there with him, being that strong black woman that they love so conveniently. But my only issue with that is, why can't you be with the black woman when you're at the top? Why do I have to wait when you lose your endorsements? When all of these big name corporations and movie companies no longer want to work with you. Why do I have to take that guy? Why can't I have the guy that was on the magazines with the duck lips? Stop letting Hollywood emasculate y'all. Why can't I be with that guy that was, at the Creed premiere? The one who was the top black actor, at the beginning of this year. Why could you not be with Megan Good then? Why do you have to be with her now? I don't like that. If you cannot be with us when you're at the top, don't try to be with us when you get knocked down by your white queen. You got some nerve. I don't like that. No. You should have stayed home. If you can't be at home when you at the top, don't try to come home when they knock your ass down and remind you of who you are to them. Don't, try to come home when a white woman's tears and allegations have stripped you of a lot of your successes that you worked hard toward. And y'all know it's hard for those black men to excel in Hollywood because it's dominated by white people. So you have this black man who has achieved so much, who is a great actor, and all of that is negated because of a white woman's tears and allegations. And now you want the black woman. And I don't like that. But if she likes it, good for her. But for me, I don't like the look of that. Because if I'm not good enough for you when you on the top, don't try to come and get me when, you on the bottom. On your way up, got me up in here in court. And don't nobody like to be in court. Got me up here in court, listen to all these weird details about y'all relationship. Stay home. Thanks for tuning in to Grade A Talks. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Peace.